Welcome. Today, we'll talk about why most people age faster than they should. What if I told you your birth certificate is lying to you? Yep, the number that it shows, your chronological age, it's becoming one of the least important numbers in your life. The real question is not how many years you've been alive, but how much your body has aged in that time. Science now shows that two people born on the exact same day can have biological ages that are decades apart. One is effectively 45, the other is on track for 75. The scary part, many of us are on the faster track without even knowing it. In this video, we're not talking about wrinkles or gray hair. We're going down to the cellular level to reveal the scientific mechanisms that accelerate aging, as well as the evidence-based strategies that can help you slow down aging. So stick around. First, we need to separate the two key ideas of chronological age and biological age. So a calendar with today's date circled, you can see that chronological age is really simple. It's a number of candles on your cake. It's fixed. Biological age is a measure of your body's functional decline. Think of it like a car's odometer versus its engine health. Two 2018 cars might have the same model year, but one that's been driven hard through salty winters will have far more rust and engine trouble than one kept in the garage. How do scientists actually measure this rust? The breakthrough came with the discovery of epigenetic clocks. Our DNA is our hardware, but epigenetics are the software, the chemical tags that tell our genes when to turn on and off. A pioneering 2013 study by Dr. Steve Horvath at UCLA, published in Genome Biology, analyzed these tags across thousands of human samples. He discovered that as we age, a predictable pattern of these tags called DNA methylation changes our genome. This allowed him to build a clock that could estimate a person's biological age with remarkable accuracy. Your epigenetic clock can be faster or slower than your birth certificate, and this difference is what predicts your health span, your years of healthy life, far better than the chronological age shows. So the billion-dollar question is, what makes that clock tick faster? Well, aging isn't one simple thing. It's a collection of interconnected dysfunctions. A landmark 2013 paper in the journal Cell by Lopez Oten and his colleagues, which they updated in 2023, defined what are now known as hallmarks of aging. We're going to focus on three of the most critical drivers of accelerated aging. First, telomere attrition. So think of telomeres as a protective plastic caps on the ends of your shoelaces. They protect your chromosomes, your genetic blueprints. Every time a cell divides, these telomeres get a little shorter. When they become critically short, the cell can no longer divide safely. It either enters a state of suspended animation or it's destroyed. Nobel laureate Elizabeth Blackburn's work established this link. Shorter telomeres are a classic sign of older biological age. Your DNA is under constant assault from UV radiation, environmental toxins, and even the byproducts of your own metabolism. Your body has amazing repair crews, but over time, some damage slips through. These accumulated errors and mutations lead to genomic instability, causing cells to malfunction. Third, and this one ties back to our clock. Over time, the precise software running our cells gets corrupted. The pattern of epigenetic tags gets messy. Genes that should be silent get activated, and genes that should be active get silenced. This epigenetic noise is a core driver of the aging process, and it's exactly what those epigenetic clocks are measuring. So we have these cellular hallmarks, but what in our daily lives pushes them into overdrive? Evidence points to two powerful culprits. First, chronic low-grade inflammation. We're not talking about the hot swollen redness from a cut. That's acute inflammation, and it's a good thing. We're talking about inflaming, a persistent low-level state of immune activation that smolders throughout your body for years. Inflammation. This smoldering fire constantly damages cells. It accelerates telomere shortening and it creates an environment ripe for genomic instability. The scientific consensus of this is really strong. A 2024 meta-analysis published in The Lancet Healthy Longevity, compiling data from over 70,000 individuals across 35 studies, found a direct dose-dependent relationship. The higher a person's markers of chronic inflammation, like C-reactive protein, the greater biological age acceleration. All right. The second culprit is metabolic dysfunction, specifically a process called glycation. When you have excess sugar in your bloodstream over long periods, that sugar can randomly stick to proteins and fats, and that creates a harmful molecule called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. Think of it like toast. When you heat bread or carbohydrates and its proteins, it browns and becomes stiff. That's glycation. Inside your body, these AGEs caramelize your tissues, making them stiff and dysfunctional. This damages everything from the collagen in your skin to the delicate blood vessels in your eyes and kidneys. An observational study led by Dr. Helen Becerra at Mount Sinai Hospital, published in the Journal of Gerontology in 2016, examined over 300 healthy individuals and found that higher levels of circulating AGEs were strongly correlated with markers of insulin resistance and faster biological aging. Key limitation, of course, is that this shows correlation, not direct causation. The mechanistic data is very compelling. Okay, this has been pretty heavy. A faster clock, fraying telomeres, smoldering inflammation. But here's a crucial part. Science is equally clear that the pace of aging is not set in stone. By addressing this accelerants, you could influence the hallmarks. So let's look at the data. So intervention number 1, diet. To combat metabolic dysfunction and glycation, the evidence overwhelmingly points towards diets that control blood sugar. The Mediterranean diet is one of the most studied. Predimed trial, a massive randomized controlled trial from Spain published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2013 and updated with further analysis since, followed nearly 7,500 individuals. It found that a Mediterranean diet supplemented with olive oil or nuts was associated with a lower incidence of major cardiovascular events. Follow-up studies on the same cohort have suggested links to longer telomeres and better metabolic health. But it's not that remarkable. The key mechanism is that this eating pattern is low in processed foods and high in fiber and healthy fats, which helps manage blood sugar, reduce AGE formation, and lower inflammation. Intervention number 2, the right kind of movement. What about exercise? It's not just about burning calories, it's about sending anti-inflammatory and pro-repair signals to your cells. A fascinating German study by Dr. Christian Warner, published in Circulation in 2009, compared telomere length in middle-aged endurance athletes to what healthy non-exercising individuals have. The runners had significantly longer telomeres, while an observational study with a small sample size. Its findings have been supported by larger cohort studies suggesting exercise may help preserve telomere length, partly by reducing inflammation and oxidative stress. All right, the science in this area is evolving fast. If you appreciate breakdowns of complex studies like this, take a second to hit the subscribe button and the bell. We're here to post in-depth and educational and fun new videos digging into the latest research every single week. Now, it's important to acknowledge limitations. Genetics still plays a role. These interventions are about shifting probabilities, not guaranteeing outcomes. There is no single anti-aging secret. It's about consistent patterns of behavior. All right, let's talk about the future. So where is this all going? The cutting edge of aging research is moving from slowing the clock to asking if we can partially even reverse it. One of the most exciting fields is senolytics. These are compounds designed to selectively clear out the dysfunctional zombie cell-shaped senescent cells that accumulate with age and spew out inflammatory signals, fueling that inflammation fire. Research from Dr. James Kirkland's lab at the Mayo Clinic has been at the forefront. In 2019, first in human pilot study published in The Lancet eBiomedicine used a combination of compounds in 14 participants with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, a disease linked to cellular senescence. While the goal was to assess safety, they did observe improvements in physical function. Let me be absolutely clear. This is extremely early stage research. These are not supplements to be taken lightly. The studies are small, and we are years away from knowing if these approaches are safe and effective for general use. But they represent a monumental shift in how we approach aging, from managing decline to targeting its root causes. In summary, your biological age is a real, measurable phenomenon driven by cellular damage. Chronic inflammation and metabolic dysfunction are key accelerants, but the weight of evidence strongly suggests that through diet, exercise, and stress management, we have a significant degree of influence over the speed of our aging clock. And remember, All the studies and resources I mentioned are linked in the description, including the free aging accelerant checklist to get you started. Learning the science is one thing, applying it is another. If you're ready to go beyond just watching a video and want a complete science-backed framework for applying these principles to your life, I've put together a comprehensive course called the Biological Age Blueprint. It breaks down the science of diet, exercise, and recovery to a step-by-step system to help you optimize your health span. This is for people who want the full roadmap. You can find the links to learn more right at the top of the description. Thank you for your time and your attention. Stay curious.